Hello and welcome to the video where I talk about this, my Getzen Eterna 4-valve Flugelhorn. As my instrument collection started to grow, known to some as my instrument problem, I knew I wanted a flugelhorn to play with. They have this hot rod, mysterious excitement kind of quality to them, kind of like that expensive, possibly vintage car that your dad keeps in his garage and always talks about, but only takes out once a year. Growing up, I would see flugelhorns played in marching bands as soloists or in jazz bands, but nobody actually played them as their instruments or even practiced fundamentals on them. Some quotes that I'd hear about the flugelhorn are, "You attack the trumpet, but you make love to the flugelhorn," or "The flugel is your mistress, the trumpet is your spouse. Don't forget which is which, or you may lose your house." I learned about the 4-valve model earlier this summer, and within a week I found one and I knew I had to have it. Carlos, the last owner of this one, plays a lot of shows and switches between trumpet and flugel a lot, so he actually installed this 4th valve or pinky ring so you can play one-handed. And I think this might be one of the only 4-valve flugels that has that pinky ring. With the 4th valve, it adds a perfect fourth of tubing onto your overall length, which is the same length as pressing 1 and 3, but slightly flatter so that it's right in tune. This allows you to play also 1, 2, and 3 as 2 and 4, the backbeat fingering, with really good intonation. This 4th valve acts just like the 4th valve on a euphonium or a tuba or a piccolo trumpet, and the same amount as a 1-piston bugle, and also like the trigger on a trombone. Because flugels have a clearly spoken pedal register, the 4th valve allows you to almost seamlessly transition between in and out of the pedal register. However, since the 4th valve and all of these valves are non-compensating, each additional piston that you add makes you just a little bit too sharp for what you really need. So to make up for it, the fingerings combinations get a little creative. So here's a C scale. Some players out there look for this 4th valve in order to better cover a French horn part, for example, if it goes down below the staff. As a consequence, having this 4th valve, the horn is bigger and heavier, but the trade-offs are that you add a little bit of darkness and core to your sound. The 4th valve also adds about 5 ounces, which is about the same as a mouthpiece, so definitely manageable. To demonstrate this instrument, here's a duet that I recorded with my other 4-valve flugelhorn that I purchased because I found it for really cheap. This one's in a little bit rougher shape, but it's in a clear lacquer, which looks really nice. And I just sold it, so I'm making this video as a goodbye to it. Please enjoy. If you're looking to buy your first flugel, you absolutely don't need a 4th valve to play anything that you'll be asked to. But you'll also get asked about it a lot. The first time I brought this guy out in public, I was with the Pickers, which is an old-time string band from the Silver Dollar City in Branson, Missouri. They don't get a lot of people that bring in brass instruments, but they knew an extra valve when they saw one. Besides Getzen, there are a couple other brands that make 4-valve flugelhorns. One is Stomv and their Titan 4-valver. Adams F4 is a 4-valve flugelhorn. AR Residence as a Suave 4-valve flugelhorn. Van Laar and Schiller. And then there's a bunch that you can find on eBay from India for $149. I almost went that route before finding this one, but I'm curious if anybody ever does go that route, please let me know if it ends up showing up. And the last little bit is that the Getzen model specifically comes with 2 interchangeable lead pipes. One in a European shank, which is good for Yamahas, I've heard, and that is on my gold one here. And then the smaller American shank, which fits Box and Hammonds, and then I have a Lotus mouthpiece in here now, and the Lotus is actually short enough where it fits in both of them, but be on the lookout for what kind of lead pipe does it have. With that, I hope you learned something about flugelhorns and 4-valve flugelhorns in specific. Like I said, I love this thing. I play it for mass. I play it for really any chance that I get to play in public. A lot of fun, lets me do pretty much anything I want. Highly recommend it. This is the Getzen model, and thanks for listening. Till next time.